Hello and welcome to the channel. Now today you find us on the south coast of Cornwall again, and actually in pretty much the same location as my previous video. The difference is this time we are going for a walk on a slightly different route. Now if you've watched my last video, you'll know that we started from a National Trust car park. Same car park for today, and instead of heading out to the coast and towards Haven, today we have come out of the car park, taken a left in a westerly direction up the hill, and we are going towards Hemwick Beach, but when we get close to another National Trust car park, we'll take a left and follow the path to Dodman's Point, back around past Dodman's Point, and then past Vault Beach and back up to the car park. Now today you find me wearing the Vivobarefoot Primus trail firm ground, and I'm going to do a bit of a walk on some mixed surfaces. Some surface is tarmac, others will be kind of wetter, maybe a little bit muddier type farm tracks, that kind of thing, until we get on to the part of the southwest coast path we're going to be walking on today. Now generally, again, had a bit of rain, so I think it's probably going to be a little bit wet underfoot, but we'll see how the Primus firm grounds go. They've got plenty of lug and lug depth, so I don't anticipate they'll be too slippery or anything like that, but it will be interesting just to see how they go. So hope you enjoy the video today. Please do like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll speak to you soon. The road that we're on at the moment is gated at both ends, and although the initial bit, the road we've just come up, is relatively wide, when you get to the far end it's not used very much and really is quite narrow. Hedges are quite wide at the moment because they've not been cut for some time. We've tried driving it before, and actually it was a bit nerve-wracking because of all the brambles scratching up the car and that kind of thing. So if you are going to drive along here, just be warned that it's going to be quite narrow. Okay, so just off the road we're taking a left and going up this kind of farm track. Just behind me there is another National Trust car park that you can park in to do the same route. We chose the other one simply because it's just a bit easier to get to and closer to where we are. So one of the reasons I decided to go for the Primus trail firm ground rather than the soft ground and any other Vivo run shoe is because I run on a range of surfaces. Some are tarmac, hard pack trail, muddy surfaces, particularly in those winter months. And I went for the sock version because I wanted a nice kind of secure, snug fit around the top of the foot, but a bit more room in the tow. And so far it's going well, and it's doing what it's supposed to. Whilst we've been walking up this track, on a lot of the gates there are lots of signs to say that it's calving season and for people to please stay out of the fields. I suppose it's pretty obvious. The cows are going to be quite protective of their calves, and it's not unknown for the cows to charge people or chase dogs and that sort of thing if they're in the same field. So you guys may have noticed over the last 3 weeks there's been a lack of running in the Vivos, and that's because the last run I did felt really good whilst doing the run, but the day after my Achilles, particularly on the right, was really sore. So I think I'm quite impatient generally, and I think I've been rushing the transition. No idea why, but I suppose it's just the way I am. So I've decided to lay off the running for a few weeks, see how it goes, do a few multi-terrain walks, and see how it goes. And I'm actually thinking of going back to running possibly next weekend, but I'll see how it goes. And I suppose there's no real rush in the transition from normal shoes to barefoot shoes. We've now passed from the tracks that give the local farmers access to their fields, and we're now on the southwest coast path, and we're on the stretch between Hemwick Beach and Dorman's Point. Now there is a cross on Dorman's Point, and it was built some time ago as a monument to seafarers that have lost their lives at sea. And I think I'm right in saying it's the highest coastal headland on this part of the coast, and it incidentally used to be called Dead Man's Point because it had a reputation many years ago for people actually jumping off and ending their lives, which is rather sad. And over time it's changed from Dead Man's Point to Dorman's Point. So, would I recommend the Vivo Primus Trail Firm Ground for a first pair of barefoot running shoes? Well, I certainly would. Definitely is a bit of a transition, as I've already described, but I think the soles are just thick enough to dampen the feeling of those larger pointier stones coming through the sole, but at the same time thin enough to give plenty of ground feel when you're on mixed terrain. At no point have I ever found myself, when I've been running or walking, particularly on trails, that the soles aren't thick enough or protective enough to use them as you would expect. I suppose they are quite expensive, and that may well be a stumbling point for some people, but at the same time they appear to be well built and pretty robust, and I think they'll stand up to use and wear as intended. So I think I would definitely recommend buying a pair if you can. I've used them everywhere, from tarmac, concrete, in towns and cities while running, as well as on forestry trails and the coast path. So it's definitely a bit of a do-it-all type of shoe. So the beach you can see behind me is Vault Beach. Quite a long beach, never normally gets that busy, and can be accessed from the car park where we parked the car today. As previously mentioned, on the western end of the beach, it can be frequented by naturists. Never seen any myself, but at the same time we're quite a distance away. It's not easily visible from the path anyway. But yeah, beach is definitely worth a visit. Might be best to stay down the eastern end. Drops off quite a lot, and I've been told that it's actually pretty good for snorkeling and spearfishing. But definitely worth a visit and a quick dip as well. Okay, so we are approaching the end of the walk. It's just a short walk from here back to the car. If you'd like to know how to get from the car park to here to do the walk covered in the last video, then do go back, watch the video, and you'll be able to see how to walk the route that takes you round to Gorin Haven and then back round to the car park. So hope you've enjoyed the video today. Please do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and please do comment below if there's anything you'd like me to discuss, anything you'd like to see on this part of the coast, and actually if you've got any questions about coming down here on holiday. I do get back to everyone that leaves a comment. So I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.